Hello everyone, Citrus Aviation here with yet another Aviation News This Week video, and today we move all the way to episode number 40, and it's yet another situation update that I can't really talk about unless I want the video suppressed, so I will not be doing that. But you know, we're talking about the illness that everybody's scared of right now, so you know, that's that. Anyway, there's been a lot that's happened since the last video. In fact, this video's going up less than a week after the last one. I think this one's going up on Sunday. I'm recording it on Saturday, Saturday the 21st. And I have a big announcement, and that's because so much is rapidly changing right now. As you can see with the picture on your screen, that the situation is needing to have daily uploads. So I will still be doing the Aviation News This Week video and sharing the highlight news from that, and also doing some fleet news and stuff, because there has been a bunch of fleet news I haven't been able to cover because of the situation. But I will be doing that with the next ANTW that you'll be getting, you know, a week from this video. And to make up for that, and to cover all the stuff that's happening, I will be starting to do daily uploads of situation updates. Like, let's say another airline ceases operations. You'll see this picture here shows the ceasing of LOT, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Anywho, I'm going to be doing daily uploads for all of you, so look forward to that, because you'll be hearing my amazing voice every single day now. The videos will not be premiered like most of these videos are. Instead, they'll just be uploaded and you can watch it whenever it goes live. So that'll be an update. They'll probably be like 2-3 minute videos each. They'll be really short, just updating on the situation and giving the latest updates. And it'll be daily, so I hope you guys enjoyed that content. That'll be coming out, quality content, remember. So, let's get into the video. I have my notes ready to go, and we are going to get started. So, starting on March 15th, which was the last news item that I recorded from the last video, which was the Qatar Airways ceasing operation. Well, 2 additional airlines decided to cease operation on the exact same day. LOT Polish Airlines decided to cease operations, and here you can see in the picture that you're looking at right now are some of their 787s. I believe these are their 787-9s. Just parked on the ramp, not in operation, because they have decided to cease operations. Now, you may notice that the engine cowlings are all covered over, and they're kind of scrappy a bit, with no engines inside them. And that's because of the very cold weather that's in Warsaw and Poland. These airlines have moved the engines to an inside hangar that has climate control. So this picture is taken in Warsaw, so the engines themselves have been taken out of the aircraft and put in a nice climate controlled space so that they don't take any damage, because otherwise the cold weather can permanently damage parts of the engine. So it just saves the money to move them out of the aircraft. And, you know, obviously that way nobody steals the aircraft. You know, not to say that that's ever happened before. And on March 15th, AirBaltic also decided to cease operations. They will still be doing occasional flights for those nationals, for Latvian nationals who want to return home, and obviously for Lithuanian and Estonian nationals who also want to return home, but regularly scheduled flights have been cancelled. So that is the latest airline to go down. They're not, you know, bankrupt. They're just stopping operations until the situation kind of gets more stabilized. On March the 16th, so the following day, on a Monday, British Airways announced that they were cutting all international flights outside of the United Kingdom by 90%. That's a huge deal. That's basically the majority of their flights and a huge amount of the revenue. So basically they're going to be stopping about 75-80% of all their services. So British Airways is also apparently going to be in a financial hardship. So one of the things is, when airlines like this cease operation, there are a lot of expenses they still have to pay. Like, they still have to pay expenses for these aircraft being grounded. They still have to pay leases for the aircraft they have leases on. They still have to pay payments for the new aircraft. They are still having to pay some of their employees. There's lots of other things. They still have to pay mechanics and that sort of thing. And yet they're making a significantly smaller amount of money. Meaning that these airlines, for the current time, are operating at a deficit, meaning they are losing money. So this is really bad. British Airways apparently has been seeking the parliamentary government in the United Kingdom for assistance, and so we'll see if that happens. Meanwhile, here in the United States, Donald Trump has announced that the airline industry will be getting something like a $60 billion assistance package. So the airlines in the United States should be good in the long term financially. I mean, they are some of the most profitable airlines in the world anyway, so they should be good as it is. But they'll be even better as time goes on. So next up, on the same day, the 16th, Air France announced that they would also be ceasing some operations and putting a lot of their larger, older, more expensive aircraft to operate into storage. The A380s are one of them. That was the big one. All A380s go into storage. They are suspending some routes as well. Not quite doing as much as a lot of other airlines that we'll see are, but they are still doing some things. On March the 17th, United had a huge announcement. They announced that they would be cutting services by 50%. All services will be cut by 50% in the next couple weeks. And this includes international services as well as domestic routes. And according to United's own estimates, after that 50% cut, the remaining 50% flights will only be getting 20 to 30% load factor. So it's essentially they're expecting about a 90% passenger drop from the highs that they had about a month ago, which is a huge deal. So United Airlines is also going to be in the tank of losing money. Now I haven't really covered American too much, but they're also going to be putting a lot of aircraft into retirement and that sort of thing. On the 18th of March, KLM retired some of their 747s. Now I mentioned earlier that the 30th was to be the retirement date. However, that retirement date has been pushed forward. So some aircraft were retired, and I will now be moving over to Planespots.net here to show you their fleet. You can see they currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 747s in operation according to the website. Now some of these were retired. The ones that were retired on the 18th were Papa Hotel, that's Bravo Foxtrot Lima. Also, Bravo Foxtrot Tango was retired, as well as Bravo Foxtrot Yankee was retired. The ones that will stay in service for a little bit longer are Bravo Foxtrot November, Bravo Foxtrot Sierra, Bravo Foxtrot Whiskey, and Bravo Foxtrot Victor. So 4 of the 7 will stay in service for about a week longer, and then the rest are gone. Next up, and this is just on the following day, on the 19th, Virgin Atlantic announced that they would be dropping almost all service. As you may know, Virgin Atlantic is a transatlantic airline. They particularly focus on flying between Great Britain and the United States, and obviously, thanks to the travel ban, that will no longer be able to happen, so Virgin Atlantic is ceasing operations temporarily. There are still a couple of flights that will be able to operate, but as more and more countries also announce travel bans, pretty much guaranteed that this airline will be ceasing operations totally for a while. Next up, Delta Airlines announced that they would be grounding an additional 300 aircraft. So you may remember in the last episode, I mentioned that Delta would be grounding 300 aircraft. Well, they announced on the 19th that they will be grounding an additional 300 aircraft, and that would include the accelerated retirement of the MD-88s and MD-90s. So this is kind of a big deal, as these aircraft were to be retired in the next year or so. Delta had initially scheduled the MD-88 retirement for the 1st of November 2020, with the MD-90s being sometime early in 2021. Now, this appears to be accelerated. Don't know exactly what the new target date for retirement for the MD-88s and 90s are. You can see one pictured here. It's a really cool picture. But the aircraft ought to be retired sometime sooner than expected. If I had to guess, probably early summer would be the retirement date for these aircraft. So if you want to go spot one at your local airport, go do so. As should probably be the next video after today's video. I did a 4K Placebond video in which I saw the oldest MD-88 in the world, November 905 Delta Lima, operated by Delta Airlines, coming into Des Moines Airport. If you want to watch that video, please do. It's a fantastic video. And then the final big news item is on the 20th of March. Cathay Pacific Airlines announced that they will be ceasing all operations. Now this excludes cargo operations, and Cathay Pacific has a pretty big cargo operation, so they'll be doing just fine for now. But all other operations will cease. This is on top of them announcing that they would ground 100 aircraft. They announced that about a week and a half ago or so. And now the hopefully, of the Cathay Pacific Airlines, other than cargo flights, will no longer be flying. So this is a pretty big deal, as this is one of the biggest airlines to announce full operation ceasing. Now, there'll probably be some more airlines that will end up doing that as well, but so far Cathay Pacific and Qatar Airways are the biggest ones to announce that they will stop, and they're pretty much all One World airlines, so it's kind of interesting. Seems like One World as an alliance overall is taking the biggest hit, but we'll just have to see. I am glad, though, that these airlines are taking the precautions needed to help the safety of travelers to ensure that the virus doesn't spread, because aircraft are a very easy way to spread infection. And then finally, we have some good news, and that is that FedEx is doing great. Lots of people are buying and shipping packages, which means the cargo airlines of the world are doing better than ever before. Anyway, these airlines have been getting lots and lots of shipments with people wanting to hoard stuff and buy stuff. We've been having issues here in the United States with people hoarding stuff. I'll just show you a picture real quick of my local store, where you can see the shelves where you usually see TP, paper towels, tissues, that kind of thing, are no longer available. And some stores, including Sam's Club, Costco, Walmart, and Hy-Vee, and a few others, have announced that they are now having limits of the number of items that you can buy. For example, if you go to your local store now in the United States, you'll see signs all over the place saying, please only buy 1 or 2 of these items, because the problem is a lot of customers are just hoarding too many stuffs, and it's causing supplies to run out. So in order to prevent that from happening, and to prevent, people from buying stuff they need to, who are, just regular people like myself, just trying to, get the normal groceries, the companies are having a limit of the number of items you can buy. So that's a good thing to do, and obviously great for the cargo airlines. In fact, now is a perfect time if you have stock in FedEx, UPS, some of the other cargo companies. It's a fantastic time to sell because stock's going up for them. So, there are some companies doing good during the current outbreak. And I mean, Walmart's doing fantastic too. So is Amazon. So yeah, if you're interested in going to your local airport, you'll probably see FedEx or whoever else having an increase of flights. Yes, that's right. This is probably the only company that will be getting an increase of flights during this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily uploads coming from whenever after this video comes out. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Please stay safe, stay healthy, follow the instructions of your local health officials so that you can stay safe and healthy as well. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.